Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Christy Wilbert, Vice President of Medicare Offerings here at URL Insurance Group. And we're really excited to have Michelle Filler here from Aetna, one of your broker managers, that's going to be going over the DSNP plans. I'm really excited about this webinar specifically because we do get a lot of questions around the DSNP products, and I feel like the majority of it is fear-based questions. I've never handled a DSNP before. What's different about those when I'm doing the enrollment? And really, you want to treat it as any other Medicare Advantage plan. And I think that's what Michelle's going to show you today. And we really encourage you to get into this niche market because it is, all year round that you can be writing these people since they have the 3 SEPs outside of the AEP. So constant things that you can be doing with this demographic to continue to build your book of business. Just a few housekeeping items. On the bottom right of your screen, you should see a blue chat box option. Please go ahead and just click on that now. And it should open up a little screen that gives you the ability to chat with the group, ask any questions, and then the handouts are there as well. Anything that you put in the chat box, I'll just let you know that is public unless you are writing a private message, which there's an option for that as well. And if you need to reach Michelle or I after today's webinar, feel free to do so. Our contact information is there for you as well. And we will be recording this, and it will go on our training library page on the URL website where all our webinars are saved. So if you missed something in the past that we've done this year, that's where you'll find it as well. All right, without further ado, Michelle, if you want to go ahead and get started.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Christy. Thanks for having me. I think Christy really gave a great introduction on this. So DSNP is something that many people are fearful of. When I first started with Aetna, many of you may remember I was the DSNP broker manager. So this is something that I had to learn. I was familiar with it, but didn't really fully understand it. So had to learn it pretty quickly. And I think just not letting it scare you and understanding that these are people that, not only does it just give you the opportunity to build your book of business in, sales, but also you're truly helping people that, sometimes they don't know where their next meal is coming from. So there's just a good feel to this as well, in addition to obviously building your book of business, which is great as well. So to get started, I'm going to kind of do a DSNP 101 today, and then also cover our products and go over those as well, because this is, I think, where a lot of the confusion is. So we'll do a review and then different sales strategies as well. So basically, Medicare eligibility, U.S. citizen or legal residents age 65 or older, under 65 with a qualifying disability after 24 months of SSI, or at any age with ESRD or ALS. I think we all know that, the basic Medicare eligibility. So when we talk about Medicaid is a joint federal and state program that helps with medical costs for people with limited income and resources. So it also offers other benefits that aren't covered by Medicare, like nursing home care, personal care services. You may hear people refer sometimes, that they get in-home help through their Medicaid. Things like that are referred to as what's called a waiver program. So these are some of the benefits that they can receive through Medicaid outside of Medicare. So every state does have its own rules surrounding Medicaid eligibility and how to apply for Medicaid benefits. If you want to help someone, if you feel like someone may qualify for Medicaid, they simply can use the link on this slide by going to Medicare.gov contacts resources to apply for Medicaid. And a beneficiary is eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid, then they are considered, that is what would be a dual eligible, which we're going to cover later on in the presentation. So important thing to understand, and I think this is where a lot of people get confused. not all financial assistance is considered Medicaid. So you want to know the difference between the programs that are available. So you want to understand that financial assistance consumers may qualify for and the programs that can help them. So again, if they have Medicare and Medicaid, they're dual eligible. If you're not sure, I know with Aetna, we do have a number that they can call. You simply call broker services if you feel someone may qualify for our dual eligible plan, and it is option 7 to find out if they're dual eligible. If they are, then they automatically qualify for LIS. But not all, just because someone has LIS, that doesn't mean they qualify for Medicaid. Two separate things. So if they have Medicaid, they do qualify for LIS. But if they have LIS, that doesn't necessarily mean that they qualify for Medicaid. Reason being is there's different income levels for LIS and Medicaid. So then we talk about PACE. So there's a separate entity, which is PACE, which is a pharmaceutical assistance contract for the elderly. There is a PACE prescription program. This is what you may often hear about. It's a prescription program for older adults, which would be PACE or PACE Net, which deals with their lower cost prescription medication to qualified residents that are age 65 and older. There's also a PACE program in Medicare, which is referred to as programs of all-inclusive care for the elderly. This is an actual program. It's a Medicaid program that helps people meet their healthcare needs in the community instead of going to a nursing home or other healthcare facility. I don't know that we have many in this area of the PACE facilities. I know one that was in Harrisburg, and it is still, I believe, is still in Reading and York, is called Senior Life. So that would be an example of a PACE program, which is separate from the PACE prescription program. So I did send an email out. I know those of the agents that are on that are assigned to me would have received it, and I believe Amy sent it out as well. But another thing that it creates a SEP for your client. So if you find someone that you think may qualify for PACE or PACE Net, it's very simple to just have them apply. You can do it for them. So if they have an income of $14,500 or less for a single person, $17,700 for a married couple for PACE. For PACE Net, it would be $14,501. There's that extra dollar in there, to $33,500 for a single person, or $17,701 to $41,500 for a married couple. So if you're talking to someone and you think they're within these guidelines, there's simply a website that you can go to, which is listed on this slide. It literally takes 15 minutes and it creates an SEP for you. So it will allow you to enroll them into an MAPD plan. So again, we did send out an email on this. If you need that again, reach out to myself or Amy Curran if she is your broker manager. And I'm seeing people can't hear me. I don't know. I hope everyone can hear me okay. So what is a special needs plan? Special needs plan is a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan. So it is an MAPD plan. There are different types of special needs plans. One is a chronic condition, which is a CSNP. Okay, thanks, Christy. People who have specific chronic or disabling conditions, such as diabetes, end-stage renal disease, HIV/AIDS, chronic heart failure, or dementia. So that is a different type of SNP. Aetna does not offer that type of plan. Another different type of SNP plan would be an I-SNP. And these are people that live in certain institutions like nursing homes or require nursing care at home. So Aetna does not have a C-SNP or an I-SNP. But what we do have, and what I will go over a little bit later in the presentation, is our DSNP plan, and that is those that are eligible for Medicare and Medicaid. So the benefits of a DSNP, again, I'm going to go over the specific Aetna DSNP plan, but it is prospects have Medicaid benefits, have A and B, and prescription drugs. It additionally gives them $0 copays for Part D prescription drugs, a personal care team, dental, vision, and hearing benefits. In our plan, we offer an extra benefits card and other benefits like over the counter. So I get the question a lot. This is where people get confused. So if you're talking to someone that has Medicare, Medicaid, you've confirmed that they are dual eligible and you want to enroll them in a DSNP plan. Really how you're selling this is what they have with Medicare and Medicaid is not being taken away. They're still going to get all those benefits. I referenced like the waiver program early on. If you enroll them in an Aetna DSNP plan or any DSNP plan, you're not going to take away those benefits that they're already receiving. What it does is it enhances it and it gives them additional dental, OTC, the extra benefits card. So it's not going to take away anything they already have. You're just giving them these extra benefits. So that is honestly the easiest way to sell it. And if you are interested, if you're not already in this market, we can work with you on that as well. So dual eligibles, again, have Medicare and Medicaid. If they just have Medicare and Medicaid and do not have a DSNP plan, their Medicare is always going to be primary. Their Medicaid is the payer of the last resort. They become dual eligible if they meet certain state income and asset criteria for their state. They're enrolled in Medicare Part A, or they have full Medicaid coverage, either through mandatory coverage through SSI or optional coverage groups, such as we talked about, the institutionalized and community-based or medically need individuals. There are over 12 million dual eligible people in the United States. So the next slide, what I'm going to talk about is the opportunities for you. Just within this slide, if you look at this, I'm not going to go over them all, but 79% of the dual eligibles reside in urban areas. 22% actually own their own home. 41% are under 65. 64% are diagnosed with mental health conditions. 80% are unmarried. So these are different statistics you can use if you're looking to outreach to this population. Again, these are people that truly need our help. And it's such a feel-good environment to be able to help these people, plus expand your book of business. So next, we're going to talk about actually the Aetna Dual SNP plan that we offer. So we did make some changes. We improved this plan. I honestly didn't think it could get much better from 2022, but it did. So this plan does offer $7,000 in dental. Our dental on our DSNP covers everything except cosmetics. So implants, denture, it's 100% coverage. And that is within the Aetna Dental Network. So $7,000. I wish I had $7,000 in dental. The eyewear allowance is $600 per year through iMed. The OTC is $360 every 3 months. They receive transportation of 30 one-way trips, hearing aid benefit of $2,500 per year, and that is Nation's Hearing. They receive a fall prevention of up to $150 annually, post-discharge meals of $14, Silver Sneakers and Brain HQ, they receive free memberships to those, a farm box of 1 box per quarter, and the Aetna Medicare Extra Benefits card. So in looking at this plan a little deeper, the farm box is a box that they will receive with healthy foods, and they receive 1 box per quarter. So I know for people that are on this plan, they've already received their first box for the first quarter. The Brain HQ is basically an app they can download. They can access it on a computer, and it's just keeping, there's different puzzles available just to keep their brains working. And that is available to all of our DSNP members. When talking about the OTC, they receive $360 every 3 months for their OTC benefit. In addition to that, with that OTC, straight OTC, that they can order through either catalog or going into the CVS or select retail stores. But in addition to that, they get an Aetna Medicare Extra Benefits card, which has a $360 allowance quarter, and they can use that on healthy foods, OTC, transportation, and utilities. So essentially, they could have over $700 if they wanted to just use that towards OTC. I don't know anyone that would need that much, but if they want to do that, they can do that. The Extra Benefits card is a separate card. The DSNP plan, if they are going into a select retailer to purchase in store, the DSNP is the only plan which they receive this Extra Benefits card. So with all of the other MAPD plans with Aetna, the OTC still works as it did in the past. They go into CVS stores and show their member ID card. For the DSNP, they're going to use this Extra Benefits card for their OTC. For healthy foods, there are retail vendors that they can go to. I know I've sent out pretty detailed information on this Extra Benefits card. If you need it, again, because I did attach the retailers to it, please reach out to Amy or myself and we can resend that to you. They can also use it towards transportation and utilities. So transportation, they can use it to put gas in their car. Utilities, they can use it to pay for a family member's utilities. They can also use it to pay their utilities. So really great benefit with this plan. If you get members that are using it and you find things that they're having trouble with, I know some pointers for the transportation are that if they're paying at the pump, they cannot go into the store. If they're paying at the pump, when we put our card into the gas pump, a lot of the time it'll tell you to wait for authorization. With this card, they just want to put it in and take it right back out. And again, if you run into any of these glitches or have members that are experiencing anything, please reach out to us and we'll be happy to look into it or, just give you some additional tips. So now we learned about DSNP. Let's talk about how we sell it. So we have a ton of opportunities out there. We actually have a community lead generator within Aetna. Her name is Kiara, and she's amazing. I know we were at URL in person yesterday, and some agents that came had the opportunity to meet her and are already interested in engaging in these opportunities. These are really great opportunities if you're not selling DSNP, if you already are. A lot of the things we get from agents all the times are, can you give us leads? We need leads. This is a way to create leads. And I don't know how many of you have, done the postcards in the past and different mailings. This costs you $0. And even better yet, being engaged, you are right there in front of the people. It doesn't get better than that. So with the DSNP sales mindset, first of all, you want to understand the product. It's a great product. You want to understand the product. You want to know the ins and outs of the product, understand the competition, and find one or more different niches that lie within the competition. What does Aetna? We can help you with that. We can help you understand, what does Aetna have that's better to offer between your broker managers and the resources that Kiara has. You want to understand the strengths, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. What's driving current sales? What's important to your center of influences? What specific needs does your product address? Are there internal or external obstacles? You want to seek out the roads less traveled. So ideally, when you're dealing with these beneficiaries, some of the tips, and we can help you engage, and Kiara can do that as well. But you really want to have the mindset of being there to help. So, speak in plain language. You don't want to be throwing out a lot of different insurance lingo. You want to talk about the extra benefits for them. I mean, you're talking about people that may not know where their next meal is coming from. They may not have a roof over their head. And you're offering them $7,000 in dental, you're offering them OTC benefits. These are all things that are really going to help them. Some of the things with our DSNP as well is you hear about a model of care within DSNP. Our model of care, every DSNP member with the Aetna plan has their very own case manager. So they have a whole team that's there to assist them. So if they're having trials or, we have DSNP members that our case managers have found them places to live. They've shared stories with us about people that, one of our members was going to the hospital on a regular basis and they couldn't figure out what was going on. This person kept falling. Well, come to find out, their case manager got involved. They were living outside in a tent and they kept tripping over a tree stump and falling and hurting themselves. That was in that tent. Their case manager was able to find them a place to live. So they're very involved. And essentially that also helps you with retention. So you have someone behind you backing them to help you retain your members. So again, building the DSNP sales mindset, you want to solve problems. You want to be a trusted advisor for them. You want to ask for referrals for them too. We talked about yesterday in our meeting with Kiara, some of the points that I brought out where, she can get you into these facilities. That's her job. And she's happy to do that. As agents, if this is a market that you're interested in getting into, you have ideas, you can share them with us, with Kiara. We will help you get into them. That's what she's doing. She's not sales. She is our community lead generator. So I talked yesterday about, say you get into a low income housing facility, you're going to be engaging. That's going to be your building. So you not only want to engage with the members there, you also want to engage with the person that runs the building. That's the person that's going to be your advocate. I have agents that have engaged with those people. And when, Agent Smith is going to be in the building today, she's walking around telling everyone, they're going to be playing bingo today. Make sure you come down and see them. Or they're going to be giving a scam seminar. Come down and see them and talk to them. You want them to be your advocates as well. And then essentially, again, that's going to give you referrals. So again, you want to always be an active listener with this. Ask a lot of, as with anything, ask open-ended questions, prepare for objections and address them, and, come up with creative things. And that's where you can also, take advantage of Kiara. We would love for all of you to reach out to us. And if whoever your broker manager is, whether it be myself or Amy, we can get you connected with Kiara to take advantage of some of these opportunities. So that's really what I have. Again, we can get into further detail on this. We're happy to engage with you. That's really what this webinar was about, to just kind of do the introduction. And your next role would be to connect with your broker manager, get connected with Kiara, and let's get you rolling with some of these opportunities that we have.
Thank you, Michelle. I know this is a really vague question that Joe had. I don't know if you know off the top of your head if there is any networking issues with the DSNP plan in the WellSpan facility.
No, WellSpan is in our network. So the DSNP is the Advantra network. So anything that is within the Advantra network would be in the DSNP network. It's not separate. It's just the Advantra network.
Thank you. And what about UPMC York? You mentioned specifically.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They're both in the Advantra network. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate so much. Great presentation for us today. I hope more people are interested in getting into this market, and, reach out to us again if you're interested in doing some of those sales events, because they're really getting creative, and I think it's a great opportunity for everyone.
Yeah. And they're working. They're definitely working. We're seeing sales from them. So.
Great. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Again, this webinar was recorded, and you can reach out to Michelle and I at any time. So have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Christy. Have a great day, everyone.